to the channel. On today's episode, it's detailing polishing lights. Good ones too. Wait till you see some of these. I'm going to talk you through all the different lighting options that I have here at my shop. You can tell me what you think down in the comments. Those of you that have them, share with us what you like about them, and those of you that don't have them, you might want to stick around and see this. It's going to be good. So let's start with my thought on this whole lighting situation. Each of these lights has a different place for each of you out there. Are you polishing in the garage? Are you polishing in the driveway? Are you a mobile detailer? All this matters on how you get your setup going. So I'm going to start with some of the lights that I feel like work for everyone, and they're awesome. Let's start with the Scan Grip headlamp. It's actually just a headlamp or headlight. So let's take a look at this one. This one, you turn it on. You can adjust the brightness by holding down the knob. It'll go all the way to full dim, give you a blink letting you know it's full dim. Hold it down again to full bright. It'll blink at full bright. We can also change the color spectrum on this one. It'll go from bright white to gold. Now, if you're unfamiliar with this, each paint kind of shows its nasty side under different lighting temperatures. So gold might be better for a lighter car, bright white might be better for a black car, and then you kind of got to adjust in between and kind of decide which color temperature makes it easiest to see the scratching and swirling. So most of these lights I'm going to show have a different color range, and you can play with that as you go. So my favorite part about this one, it just goes on your head, fully adjustable in terms of headband size and all the different lighting adjustments I showed you. And the entire time you're working, whether it be polishing the car, you can kind of see a nice big bright working area here. And also I can see that LED beam. And now that LED beam area that's pointing to the paint, all around it is where you're able to see the marring and scratching. And that's really helpful. In particular, when you're wiping down the car, you can kind of move your head around and you can see anything and just get everything dialed in really nice like that. So this is a great one no matter where you're doing your business or your work. It's going to work great for you. My next must-have is the Scan Grip kind of pencil flashlight. I'm not sure the exact name of it, but it's a color match. Again, it has the multitude of different colors. You turn it on, you can adjust the brightness, kind of I would say the beam focus, not the brightness, all the way down to small here, which is helpful. It targets it in a much smaller area, making it kind of more bright that way. Go wide with it. You can also hold the button down and it'll go from bright white to gold, giving you that flexibility based on your color temperature that you want for the paint that you have. So now we'll go back to bright white. So what I like to do with this one is I'm walking around the car. It could be during a polish or right after a polish or during an inspection. I pull this out and I'm like, oh yeah, all around that door handle needs a little extra work there. And then you put it away and boom, it hides right there in your shirt pocket or pant pocket, and it's just available in a moment to do this. Some of these other lights are kind of big and they cost some money, and I don't want to carry those around and bust them up. So this is a nice little on-the-go light that'll give you all the action you need for a very focused area, and you can again bring it in to be super focused here. Here's another flashlight style light. This one's from OG. This is kind of burly. This kind of reminds me of like a tactical light. But turn this one on and you got it all the way down to full dim. But wait till you see this. It steps its way up all the way to full bright. And wow, that is awesome, man. That is super bright. Now, why would we ever need it that bright? What if I'm out in a driveway and it's bright out there, the sun's out? We never want to polish in direct sunlight, but it could be bright and I need something brighter so that I can see the contrast on the paint to get that scratching out. Now in this garage, I have super bright high bay LED lights and it lights it up well, but you can see on top of those, this thing is incredibly bright, and the entire panel right now, I can see it perfectly. And I can see every single mar and scratch that needs to be polished off of here. So this thing is cool. Step it down all the way up. And again, you got that versatility to have it on your inside your pocket here and just whip it out, adjust as needed, and kind of inspect the area. So that's really a neat little light there. Now we'll move on to ScanGrip's CCT scan light. This is a really nice one. You turn it on, it provides a really nice beam with a nice oval shape here. You can bring it in and man, you can see everything with this. Again, adjust the brightness by holding down the knob to suit your needs. If you're indoors and you don't need so much light, this is kind of nice. Hold it down again. It comes all the way up to full bright. And then it blinks when it's at full bright. And this one, you can step it incrementally from bright white all the way down to gold. So now we're working our way towards gold, trying to see if anything pops with the different colors. Back up to full bright. So you guys also probably noticed that it does have a flashlight. It comes out in gold and the color can't be changed on that one. So that's kind of a middle color tone there. This also has a hook on it, so you could hook it to your shirt or whatever and kind of use it in place here and then pull it off when you need it, and it's right there. That's kind of neat. And most of these have a magnetic bottom too, so theoretically you could put it just like that and it'll hang there and shoot light on the wall. But I kind of find this absolutely to be the most use when I have it in my hand and I'm looking on that angle diagonally and I can see every drop of trouble on this paint. And that's what we're trying to do. So this is another neat light from ScanGrip. This is kind of the smaller version of the one I just showed you. We'll turn it on. It has different brightness levels. You just press the button, but don't hold it on this one. Just press it. So you got 1, 2, and off. And then once it's on, if you want to change the color temperature, hold the button down. You'll go to bright white and gold. It doesn't have all the steps in the middle. It just has bright white and gold. But I find this one really useful in the bright mode. Again, we got that nice round ocular looking shape there, and I can just see everything on the panel and easily change that color temperature whenever I want to. And I find this one to be nice. It's light, it's reasonably economical. Again, the hook, the magnet, that's all standard ScanGrip stuff there. Now we'll get into what is kind of the older ScanGrip line, but I still feel like it's a goodie because these other lights were all focused beams. Now we're starting to get into the more wider diffused light. Let's turn this on. So here we go, it's on. Let's adjust the brightness, hold the button down to full bright when it blinks. And wow, look at that. That's just a much more big diffused light that kind of covers a lot more area. And again, I can see that LED strip on that reflection and everything surrounding it, almost like a halo, is where you're going to see all that marring and scratching. It does have a flashlight also on the top, which is useful. And again, the standard scan grip magnet and the hook in the back. This one has a hook on the bottom too if you wanted to flick it upside down for some reason. So now the next smaller model, real similar light, turn it on, there's the flashlight, power button again, hold it in, full dim, full bright. This is just a more compact, ready to go model. It's a little bit less bright. I'll turn this one on just for comparison. So you can see that's this one. So this one's quite a bit brighter. But what's nice about this is you can fit it in your pocket, or it's very mobile, versatile. Has the hook, has the magnet, standard scan grip stuff there. Now let's talk about something that I haven't seen until recently, the Milwaukee version of the detailing polishing light. This one's really neat. So you can change the brightness here, all the way from dim to full bright and anything in between. Let's go full bright. Now we can adjust the color temperature on this one. Bright, gold. And what's neat about this one is it uses your M12 batteries, so that can fit into your Milwaukee setup really nicely. And again, it's got the magnet. Let's turn it on so you can see. To mount anywhere, and that magnet's pretty strong actually. It's actually really strong. There you go. So now you're kind of all set up and ready to rock with that one. This is a really neat light, man. This is really a good one. I would definitely take a peek at this. Although again, this is that big diffused light. It's definitely not that beam light like we see on this one. And let me show you the difference on that while we're talking about it. Let's get back to color, bright white. So you can see kind of wide diffused beam. I can see the bulb in the middle giving me the halo around it if you have marring and scratching. But let's compare it to this one. Because I know some people are going to be like, man, why wouldn't I just get this and forget all the other ones? You can see the difference here. There's Milwaukee, and there's scan grip over top of it. It's definitely, this is a much more powerful, much more focused light. Look at that. Different strokes for different folks, different tools for different jobs. I'd have to say this is the winner out of these two for sure, but this is a neat one, worth taking a peek at. So I feel like all these lights would work for a mobile detailer, inside your garage, in your driveway, anywhere you plan on doing this. I find that they're all very useful. But now let's talk about the people that have a garage and a shop. I have these high bay lights in here and they do a great job, but you're gonna see in a minute that these fixed lights right here from ScanGrip, I call this the Big Daddy. This is the Connect version. It hooks to your app, it works amazing. Watch this thing when I turn it on. Boom. That lights up the whole panel. Now I got this whole working area just absolutely lit up. I can move my head around. I can see the bulb. I can kind of move around wherever I want. I see some marring there. And it just covers the whole panel, which makes it great. It's fixed. It doesn't move. It's on this tripod, which is heavy duty. Works outstanding. It can change the color temperature. Let me go ahead and run you through that. Same as the others. all the way down to full gold, all the way up to bright white. And again, you can change the color the brightness, intensity. Now here's another one that I like. You can see here, I have this one set up high, and some people might say, oh, why didn't you put that down lower? It's because I got another light. You want to put this at an angle that makes sense for your viewing so that you can capture that nice angle on that bulb so that you can see all that marring and scratching. Now I have this smaller scan grip version down here, and what I do is I turn this one on, and you're going to see all this area that's not being filled. Boom, there it is. And again, that really nice crisp edge right here. And now the whole panel is just lit up unbelievable. Now from top to bottom, I got full visibility on the panel. I almost don't need anything else, but when I'm done, I like to follow up. This will be my normal workflow. I have these lights on. I'm running my polisher all over the panel. I come back in the end and I go ahead and just look, and I move this around on all the different angles so that I can see any trouble as I'm wiping it down to try to catch any scratching. That's kind of the goal here. So let me wrap this up and put a bow on it for you. Here's my thought on this. A lot of these lights are great if you don't have big shop lights or you don't have these fixed stand lights. You can get by with these. You can kind of inspect the paint, polish it, come up, inspect it again, use any one of these that makes sense for you. But what I do like to do, even when I have the larger shop lights or these tripod lights, is when I'm done, I like to come back, and when I'm wiping the car down, I like to take a peek at it from all different angles, trying to see if there's any marring or scratching left on the paint. And these lights are kind of mandatory for that. None of these mean that you don't need these. That's why I started with these. If you can only have one or only have a couple, I'd probably go with the more mobile versions. But if you want all the good stuff, I'd probably get a fixed one, maybe a medium one depending on your budget, or the smaller version of it. I'd probably get a flashlight. This one's actually much brighter. I like this one a lot, actually. Boom. So now you got the handy one, you got the while I'm working. And another one that I find that I use all the time, my kind of go-to light, is to have this headband light on and just have this thing working all the time. That way I can just see everything without even using my hands at all. So thanks for watching the video. I appreciate it. Let me know down in the comments, which of these lights do you like the best? Which ones you have already? Which ones would you like to have in the future? Also on my website, HawaiiDetailing.com, I'm gonna take a deep dive on this, talking about each of these lights, who they're best suited for, the best uses, the way I use them, and everything I can think to put on there to help you guys out. Links for everything will be down in the description. I sure appreciate when you use the links. That keeps the lights on. We'll see you on the next one. Yeah, every single one of these lights is good, man. That's the bottom line. We'll see you on the next one. Yeah.